Friends, welcome you all on your YouTube channel My Gurukul, and today we are going to solve the seated question paper of 2016 September, and this is paper 1. Paper 1 is for class 1 to 5. So basic instructions before to proceed. This question paper consists of 150 objective type questions to be completed in maximum 2 hours 30 minutes. Each question carries 1 marks and there is no negative marking. And this paper has 5 parts. Part 1 child development and pedagogy, question number 1 to 30. Part 2 mathematics, question number 31 to 60. Part 3 environmental studies, that is question number 61 to 90. Part 4 will be language 1 as per your choice, 91 to 120. And part 5 language 2 as per your choice from question number 121 to 150. And here in this section we are going to solve language 1 as a Hindi and language 2 as a English. So let us begin. The part 1, that is child development and pedagogy section. First question is about which of the following is the most effective method to encourage conceptual development in students. So this is the here theory. Winter and Hosses says that the most effective method to encourage conceptual development in students is to give multiple examples and encourage them to use reasoning. A case study is organized by Merlot, founded that the students develop logical problem solving skill and define problems, analyze possible alternative actions and provide solution with a rationale for their choices. So the right option will be option number 1. Next, option number 2, question number 2, primary school children will learn more effectively in an atmosphere. Primary school children will learn. So here the answer will be where their emotional needs are met and they feel that they are valued. So why is this answer? Emotional environment is the atmospheric created by the teacher. So yeah, here I'll tick the option, this one. Sorry. Yes. So why does emotional environment is the atmosphere created by the teacher that can either encourage or discourage students to be successful. This covers things such as creating lesson plans. The student will find more engaging, motivating students to use their skills or providing positive feedbacks. Next, question number 3. This is the question number 3. A child sees a crow flying past the window and sees a bird. What does this suggest about the child's thinking? Here, the child has previously stored memories. B. The child has developed the concept of a bird. The child has developed some tools of language to communicate her experiences. So, this one. So, concept provide an efficient way of organizing experience, especially in early childhood and at primary stage. When a child sees a dog or crow and recognize it as an animal or a bird, it shows that he or she may develop his or her concept about animal kingdom, or his her memory and tools of language also have been developed. So the right option will be option number option number A, B and C. All are correct here. A, B and C is in option number 1. Yes. Okay, let's move to the next. What should a teacher tell her student to encourage them to do tasks with intrinsic motivation? So here intrinsic motivation refers to behavior that is driven by internal rewards. In other words, the motivation to engage in a behavior arises from within the individual because it is intrinsically rewarding. Therefore, the correct answer is try to do it, you will learn. So try to do it. You will learn is in option number 2. Next question, question number 5. How can a teacher encourage her student to be intrinsically motivated towards learning for the sake of learning? So a teacher can encourage her student to be intrinsically motivated towards learning for the sake of learning by supporting them in setting individual goals and their mastery. As Malone and Lepper define activities as intrinsically motivating if people engage in it for its own sake rather than in order to receive some external reward or avoid some external punishment. We use the words fun, interesting, or captive, enjoyable, and intrinsically motivating all more or less interchangeably to describe such activities. So the right option will be by supporting them in setting individual goals and their mastery. In this option number 1. Option number 1 is the right answer. Next, question number 6. In an elementary classroom, an effective teacher should aim at the students to be motivated. So the options are by using punitive measures so that they respect the teacher, or to perform so that they get good marks in the end of the year examination, or to learn so that they become curious and love learning for its own sake. To rote memorize so that they become good at recall. Here, answer is very simple. An effective teacher should aim at the students to be motivated to learn so that they become curious and love to learn new things for its own sake. So, the answer will be yes, you are right. Option number 3. Next is, which of the following is an example of effective school practice? Individualized learning, competitive classroom, constant comparative evaluation, or corporal punishment. So, effective school practice is done most appropriately when teacher gives attention on the abilities and weakness of every individual child. In this way, individualized learning is one of the best methods in which content, instructional technology, and pace of learning are based upon the abilities and interests of each other. So, the right option will be individualized learning. Okay. Next question. The cephalocaudal principle of development explains how development proceeds from head to toe, rural to urban areas, general to specific function, or differentiated to integrated function. So cephalocaudal means head to toe. This is the word it means that from head to toe. So head to toe, right option is here, head to toe. And so as such, the cephalocaudal principle refers to the general pattern of development seen in the earliest years of postnatal development, specifically ranging from infancy into toddlerhood. The cephalocaudal principle applies to both physical and functional development. Okay, let's move to the next. Which of the following is a sensitive period pertaining to language development? So, the sensitive periods represent critical points of a child's development. The sensitive period of language occurs from birth to about age 6. That is early childhood period. It is at this time that the child learns the primary language spoken in the home. So, the right option is early childhood. Option number 2. Question number 10 is A 6-year-old, a 6-year-old girl show exceptional sporting ability. Both of her parents are sport persons, second her for coaching every day and train her on weekends. Her capabilities are most likely to be the result of an interaction between. So, heredity determines what an organism may become and not what it will become, and environment may affect the degree to which a heredity traits develop. So, here the right option will be heredity and environment. Which of the following are secondary agents of socialization? So, socialization is a process through which people learn how to behave and relate with others. And secondary socialization involves learning what is considered as fitting behavior as a member of a particular group within society. In schools, apart from acquiring knowledge and skills, children learn how to follow instruction and obey those in authority. Individuals also learn about social skill from their peers. So the right option will be. So here is the right option, that is yes, social interaction. School and neighborhood, school and neighborhood, where it is? Yeah, school and neighborhood. According to Lev Vygotsky, the primary cause of cognitive development is. So, according to, if we will talk about Lev Vygotsky, Lev Vygotsky theory stressed the fundamental roles of social interaction in the development of cognition, as he believed strongly that community plays a central role in the process of making meaning. So, the right option is yes, social interaction. Next, in the context of Kohlberg's stages of moral reasoning, under which stage would be given typical response of a child fall? Your parents will be proud of you if you are honest, so you should be honest. So, in this, Kohlberg suggests 6 stages of moral reasoning. So, these are stage 1, punishment and obedience orientation, stage 2, that is instrumental and relativist orientation, stage 3, that is good boy and good girl orientation. Good behavior is what pleases others and is approved by them. Stage 4, that is law and order orientation. Stage 5, social contract orientation. And stage 6, that is universal ethical principle orientation. So here, which one will be the correct option? So option is correct option is in this question good girl, good boy orientation. So this comes in good girl, good boy orientation. Okay, let's move to the next. According to Jean Piaget, which of the following is necessary for learning? Belief in immanent justice, reinforcement by teachers and parents, active exploration of the environment by the learner, or observing the behavior of adults. So, Piaget theory impacts the learning process. According to his theory, teachers must emphasize the critical role that experiences or interactions with the surrounding environment play in student learning. So, the right option will be active exploration of the environment by the learner. Next is, according to Jean Piaget, schema. According to Jean Piaget, schema building occurs as a result of modifying new information to fit existing schemes, that by modifying old schemas as per new information, these two processes are known as what? Equilibration or modification, assimilation and accommodation, adaptation and assimilation and adaptation. So, through the study of the field of education, Piaget focused on two processes, which he named assimilation and accommodation. According to Piaget, the process of taking a new information into our previously existing schema is known as assimilation. Another part of adaptation involves changing or altering our existing schemas in light of new information, a process known as accommodation. So, the right option is assimilation and accommodation. In a progressive classroom setup, the teacher facilitates learning by providing an environment that in a progressive classroom setup, the teacher facilitates learning by providing an environment that create stimulating and interesting environment, guide and encourage students on an individual basis, welcome new ideas from students and promotes discovery, help students develop life skills to benefit themselves in society and use positive reinforcement. So here the right option will be promotes discovery. Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence suggests that. So, before to proceed, let us learn how Gardner maintains his theory of multiple intelligence should empower learners, not restrict them to one modality of learning. According to Gardner, intelligence is a biopsychological potential to process information that can be activated in a cultural setting to solve problem or create products that are value in a culture. He further says teachers should use multiple intelligence as a framework for devising alternative ways to teach the subject matter. So the right option will be option number 1. A 5 years old girl talks to herself while trying to fold a t-shirt. Which of the following statement is correct in the context of behavior displayed by the girl? This question answer is Jean Piaget would explain this egocentric speech, while Lev Vygotsky would explain this as a child attempt to regulate her actions through private speech. So, the answer is yes, this one. And why is this? Just a few examples here. So, according to the development psychologist Jean Piaget, children between the ages 3 to 5 go through a stage called egocentrism. According to Vygotsky, another aspect of language development involves private speech. Private speech is self-talk. Children may use to guide actions and add in thinking. Gender is an gender. Like all social identities, is a socially constructed. Constructivism is one of the key theories sociologists use to put gender into historical and cultural focus. Social constructivism is a social theory about how meaning is created through social interaction, through the things we do and say with other peoples. So, gender is a social construct. As a teacher who firmly believes in social constructivist theory of Lev Vygotsky, which of the following methods would you prefer to assessing your students? Fact-based recall questions, objective multiple choice questions, collaborative projects, or standardized test? So here all classroom in which teacher strategies compatible with Vygotsky's social constructivist approach are used do not necessarily look alike. The activities and the format can vary considerably. How four principles are applied in any Vygotskian classroom. Learning and development is a social collaborative activity. The zone of proximal development can serve as a guide for circular and lesson planning. School learning should occur in a meaningful context and not be separated from learning and knowledge. Children develop in the real world. Out of school experiences should be related to the child's school experience. Hence, from the above explanation, the most appropriate answer is collaborative projects. So, to cater to individual differences in his classroom, a teacher should. So, individual differences in a classroom makes the class full of diversity. Therefore, we need to provide students with different ways of seeing language, and the teacher should engage in a dialogue with students and value their perspective. So, the right option will be engage in a dialogue with students and value their perspective. Assessment is purposeful if assessment is an integral part of instruction, as it determines whether or not the goals of education are being met. So, the right option will be here. It serves a feedback for the students as well as teacher. Okay, according to NCF 2005, the role of a teacher has to be, according to NCF. So, according to National Curriculum Framework 2005, a teacher is primarily recognized as a facilitator of learning and according to National Curriculum Framework NCF 2000, a teacher is primarily recognized as a facilitator of learning rather than dictating. So the facilitative teacher tends to act as a guide, providing resources for learners and enabling them to decide how to learn and why to learn. Research suggests that in a diverse classroom, a teacher expectations from her students dash their learning. So, should not be correlated with. And yes, the correct answer should be here option 2, which says should not be correlated with. And the next is inclusion of children with special needs will increase the burden of this on school, require a change in attitude, content and approach to teaching, in an unrealistic goal, or in detrimental to children without disabilities. Here, inclusion is a simple principle that states children with special needs should take part in regular classes and activities, just like children of their age without special needs. Many advocates of full inclusion believes that special needs children who attend regular classes will better equipped to handle the world in their teen and adult years due to their exposure to children without special needs. Therefore, there is a need to change in attitude, content and approach to learning, approach to teaching. So, the right option will be here. Yes, it is require a change in attitude. Content and approach to teaching. Having a diverse classroom with children from varied social, economic, and cultural backgrounds enriches the learning experience of all students. This statement is correct because children learn many skills from their peers. Okay, now I will verify this answer. So, according to here, children classroom engagement is important for their learning and academic achievements. Extending in Kinderman's 2017 study, the children learn many skills from their peer groups. Next, a child with hearing impairment can do very well in a regular classroom if suitable facilities and resources are provided. Or students with hearing impairments may do well in a regular school to wear hearing aids, have cochlear implants, or use FM systems which include a microphone or transmitter worn by the teacher and a receiver worn by the students. Need to use real-time captioning for any audiovisual videos used in the classrooms, and need voice recognition software on their computers which can help with note taking. Understand speech by watching the speaker's mouth movement, facial expressions and gestures within context. This skill called speech reading or lip reading. So here can do very well. First option is the right option. Next is, which of the following is a characteristic of a gifted learner? So gifted learner are those children who give evidence of high achievement capability in such areas and intellectual, creative, artistic leadership capacity or in specific academic fields. They need services or activities not ordinarily provided by the school. They wanted to have new challenges, else they can become bored or unruly. So the correct option will be, he can feel under stimulated and bored if the class activities are not challenging enough. A teacher can enhance effective learning in her elementary classroom by connecting the content to the lives of the students. Okay. Here, according to Nussbaum, teacher effectiveness is largely dependent upon such dimensions as timing, context, content, and students' ability. Effective teacher must have the ability to adapt each particular context they encounter. Thus, a teacher can enhance effective learning in the elementary classroom by connecting to the content to the lives of the students. And the last question of this video, that is from CDP section. Which of the following statement about children are correct? Children are passive recipients of knowledge. Children are problem solvers. Children are scientific investigators, or children are active explorers of the environment. So Constructivism theory of learning is developed from the principle of child's thinking. According to this theory, children learn through adaptation. It means children are not passive in knowledge but active at making meaning, testing out theories and trying to make sense out of the world and themselves. So here the right option will be, children are problem solvers, children are scientific investigators, and children are active explorers of the environment. So the right option will be B, C and D, where it is option number 4. So This video is the part 1 of seated 18 September 2016 question paper, and very soon we are going to publish the second part, third part, fourth and fifth part of this question paper. I hope you enjoyed this video very well, and do like or subscribe the channel and share it with your loved ones, and share is care, and just subscribe the channel and like the video. Your like is very valuable to us, and yes, keep learning, keep watching. Thanks for watching.